little way, I'm doing a teaching that would bless our lives, transform us mightily. The title of my discourse is The Deeper Life. The Deeper Life. The deeper life. In just a few minutes time, the burden of the Lord will come upon us. And when that burden comes, yield to the demand of that burden. If the burden needs you to pray, pray. If the burden begins to place a demand for you to write down a plan, write it under the inspiration of the spirits as these things will open up to us. If the burden in your spirit begins to lead you to write down systems you are going to govern your life by, write it down quickly whilst the Holy Ghost is quickening your heart and putting inspiration in your soul. The title of our discourse is The Deeper Life. First, I want to just do a quick overview of the outcome of the life of an average man. The first 20 years of a man's life is dedicated and designed to be devoted to discovering himself in the world. The first 20 years of a man's life is designed to be dedicated to discovering himself in the world. That self-discovery process starts by the ABC and the 1, 2, 3 a child is forced to learn quickly, so that once he has learned that, he is allowed to interact with other higher levels of knowledge. But you see, knowledge in itself is not what creates transformation alone. It is guided knowledge that we use to influence the changes that we want. When an average man is done devoting 20 years to discovering himself in the world, probably the next 10 years is also spent trying to fit into a system in the cosmos. So before you came, there are already successful laid down systems. There are health systems, educational systems, the politics, there is business, there is sports and entertainment, media. There are different systems that all you need to do, don't be creative, find which one you want to enter and enter. That's the narrative for the average man. And before the average man will fit in properly into a system, at least 25 to 30 years of his life has been spent. Unfortunately, you can only bend a tree to assume a shape when it is still fresh, when it is still young. Even a fish can only be bent when it is fresh. Once it gets dried, there is only how much pressure you can put without recording a loss. The first almost 20 to 30 years of a man's life was intelligently demanded by the system to be used, number one, to discover yourself, and number two, to find your place in the cosmos. Unfortunately, when you are done discovering yourself, every reputation and identity the cosmos will make available to a man must come with a disadvantage. So you may even be celebrating that, look at where all my other mates when we graduated are. I am one of the most successful. I heard a brother one day said there's nobody among his mates that is more blessed than him. I saw the pitifulness in his life. I'm about to share something with us, and when the burden comes, yield to it. It's somewhere in my discourse, it will come. So this teaching will not have an end. The end is where the burden for prayer came on you and you started praying. That's where meeting will end. So after they have intelligently, mind you, while this chunk of a man's life is being sapped from his years, you will never see the handwriting of Satan. You will not see the finger of Satan behind it. So it's not a sin that you gave your life to pursue essence and meaning.